What is up, Mavs fans and hoop heads? Hope your vibes are immaculate today. Welcome on into another episode of Mavs Rundown. That's at Mavs_Rundown on Twitter. Appreciate you for listening. I'm AG, the CEO, editor-in-chief, director, manager, all that bullshit, and your host. And on today's special podcast, in the building, on air, we got my man Caelan from one half of, in my opinion, podcast. So appreciate having you, Caelan. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up, AG? Thanks for bringing me on, bro.
Hell yeah, appreciate it. Y'all go check out his podcast too. And man, today we have a lot to go through, man. We're basically gonna give you a fucking full recap and predictions coming up, and our awards, if our All-Star break awards, and our picks. We're gonna give you all the stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it, man. We just had All-Star weekend end, as we've seen Team LeBron win. And Steph ended up taking home the new Kobe Bryant MVP trophy. He had dropped 50, and that was a pretty fun game. If y'all didn't get to watch that, basically as same old alley-oop stuff, and going down fourth quarter, they finally pick up the defense, and a little entertaining with the new format and stuff. And then the dunk contest. Let me go over the skills competition, all that stuff. Man, we had the dunk contest, went to Obi Toppin, which we'll get into the whole dunk contest in a minute. But 3-point contest, Karl Anthony Towns, surprise winner, took that home. And then, in the skills competition, they changed that up again. And it was Team Cavs ended up taking home the skills competition. So what's your thoughts on Caelan on All-Star Weekend?
Man, I thought it was a pretty good weekend overall. I'm not a huge All-Star Weekend fan, but I did like some of the changes that we saw this year, particularly with the skills challenge. I thought that was a unique twist.
All right, that was pretty dope.
I like the whole the little three kind of individual groups with the Kumpo brothers, the three rookies, and then the Cavs, which was the home team this year. I thought that was dope how they did that. And then my favorite thing is always the 3-point contest. I'm a big fan. I just like to watch guys knock down threes. So I always love to watch that. And I thought it was pretty good this year. Neither one of the Splash Brothers were in it. And I feel like one of them either one of them is usually in it. At least one of them. This year we didn't have any of them. But I still thought it was pretty good. I actually did predict Karl Towns to win because the 3-point contest is kind of like a set shooting contest. It's not a jump shooting contest.
Yeah, there were a lot.
And see, a lot of guards are usually jump shooting. A lot of guards usually elevate when they shoot, but bigs are more likely to just kind of stand there and shoot it. So I thought that Cat might have an advantage. And Cat is a pretty good shooter. So I was happy for him that he won. And then the dunk I'm gonna save my dunk contest opinions. I'm gonna let you go because I do have some strong dunk contest opinions. But right. I want you to go ahead first.
Okay, yeah, perfect. All right, yeah, like the skills, like you said, just to hop on that. I actually like the little way they redid it. Yeah, I'm a little confused how they chose like the 3 players for each thing.
It was a little confusing.
Like, yeah, that board was a little like, the Cavs home team. Then it was like the Antetokounmpo brother, like one's in the G League, like all right, but okay, Finals MVP, give it to him. Yeah. I don't know, it was just kind of weird. It was cool to see though, because it was like the brothers thing, but it was, I don't know, just picking it out. It's gonna be weird, like moving forward. They're gonna do that for every home team moving. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna keep changing that every year,
right?
But I mean, as of this year, as of what we've seen, it was actually pretty dope. And like you said, 3-point was actually really cool. And I didn't really have a favorite because a lot of the guy, I didn't really have a favorite. Like I just went with Chris Middleton just because I knew he was a shooter, Texas A&M dude. So I was like, you know what, hopefully Chris can pull it out. Wait, no, he wasn't in it. My bad. I'm tripping. Not Chris Middleton. I'm looking at the other shit. I am tripping. Who else was in that motherfucker? I had it pulled up right here. My bad, but I had someone. Basically, the rest of the guys jump shooters. Zach LaVine I know he was in it and stuff, but like you said, a lot of the guys were like jump shooters. There wasn't any. Luke Kennard was in it.
Oh yeah, and he did good too. He did good.
Was like I know he's more of like he can just knock down the catch
type
of guy. And that's what this is kind of really for, those like just catch and shoot rhythm type guys. But like those jump shooters, that's why I was like, ooh, that's tough. That's a tough pick. But yeah, Cat actually, he came out on top. He was determined, especially after saying he's the best shooting big man. He was like, shit, after I said that, I gotta go all out.
Yeah.
And and shit, credit due to him because he pulled it out. He killed it too. He had 29 points in the final round. Like he was just splashing them motherfuckers. But yeah, like you said, it was really weird. We didn't see any like just pure. It seems like every year there's always those pure shooters in here, and like it seemed like this year there just wasn't any like pure shooters. Like
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't really feel like there was. Maybe you can call Luke Kennard a pure shooter, but
that's what I was thinking. Well, yeah, he'd probably be the closest. But...
And then even a guy like Trae Young, like he doesn't shoot like a high percentage, even though like he does have the range and he has the highlights.
Right. Yeah,
his percentage is not very good.
I think that too, but yeah, a lot of his threes also are made off the ball. Like he's moving and stuff.
Like off the dribble shots.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought it was a little weird 3-point contest, not having like those the super 3-point shooters in the contest. So it was a little bit weird this year. But yeah, all right, yeah. Moving on to the dunk contest.
Oh boy, oh my god.
It grinded out at the end. Obi Toppin came out on top. It kind of seemed off default. He won.
Basically,
it seemed like he won off default. Like. Go ahead, Caelan. I need you. I know you have to get something off your chest.
Absolutely. Yeah, let me get my hot take off here. So the dunk contest is my least favorite part of All-Star. It's probably my least favorite part of any All-Star weekend in any sport. It's terrible. It's never good. I don't know. People want to keep bringing up that.
Your opinion changed after a certain time, or have you always felt this way?
No, I didn't always feel this way. It used to be good. Back like, the 2000s, it was good.
Right.
But like earlier when me and you were texting, the point that I was making is that in the 90s and in the 2000s, dunking was what you did. It was cool. Jordan came in the league and then he kind of made the dunking cool. And it was, it was Dominique and it was other guys that made dunking cool.
Right.
And it was something that, it was exclusive to like the best athletes. Mm-hmm. Whereas today it's about jump shooting. We see Steph Curry come into the league and revolutionize it. Then there's other guys like Dame and guys who can really shoot the ball very well or shoot it from deep, and they shoot it in an exciting way. We love shooting, whereas we don't really care about the dunking. Like I was saying to you, AG, like if you go to any high school gym, bro, you'll see guys doing dunk contest type dunks. Just pull up Zion's highlights in high school. He was doing dunks in high school better than any dunk we'll see in a dunk contest. Right. I just don't think dunking is that it's not exclusive anymore because anybody can do it. And it's just not popular because the stars in the league now showcase their dribbling, their passing. That's why the skills challenge and the 3-point challenge is better in today's NBA, because what people care about is passing, shooting, dribbling. They care about the skills.
You make a great point where it's like, do the the top of the players don't do it? It's like, is it because it's played out, or is it more so like you just think it's a different wave? And then honestly, it's like you don't want to do it, and then you're thinking like everything's already been done. Like, what if I go in there and I lose? Then it like soils somewhat their reputation. So then it's like I feel like there's like a tug and pull where it's like it's just not worth it at the end of the day for like the star player if you look at it.
Well, also you have to consider who are the star players in our league. Back in the 2000s and 90s, the star players were the most athletic dunkers. Jordan and Dominique. Vince Carter and Kobe.
Right.
They were dunkers, and they were But look at the best players in the league now today, Austin, are mostly skilled, like they're shooters or they're scorers. You know what I'm saying? They're like combo guards or they're passers like Luka, whoever. The best players in the game are not dunkers. So
I mean, I could still name you dunkers off the top that could make an easy dunk contest. John Morant, LeBron, Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. Like,
Well, okay. I'm gonna tell you right now.
you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you can
People
put
always
LeBron
want
out
to put
because he's
LeBron.
old. He's older. He's older
People
now.
always want to put LeBron in the dunk contest, bro. I've watched LeBron for 17 seasons. He's never done a cool dunk. LeBron is a Tom.
But you hear so many stories. He does cool, like off, like practice and shit like that. And he's got the ups. He can do some.
His dunk package is not like LeBron is a tomahawk dunker. His dunk package is all tomahawks. He doesn't put the ball between his legs. You ain't never seen Bron do a. I'm not saying he can't do 360s or whatever. I'm saying that's not his typical dunk package. He's not a creative dunker.
It'd be worth it for me if he even like attempted the free throw line and jumped way before the free throw line. And I bet in his heyday. In his
prime.
I'm talking about in his heyday.
In
Not
his prime,
now. I get it now.
Sure.
I get it now. I completely get it now. But I'm talking about like when he was at least young or like in his heyday. Like I wish he would have done at least one dunk contest.
At least one for sure. Like Kobe did. Kobe did it his rookie year. He won it his rookie year, and then he was done. He never did it again. Just do it one time.
Exactly. Yeah. At least give the people like what they want, like once, especially early, like a guy like John Morant.
John Morant should definitely
one
do
time. Like if he just does it one time, like
agreed. I definitely
that'd
agree
be
with
dope.
that.
All right, then the next year after that, have like just at least another like big time dude, just one time, boom, then you don't have to do it no more. Yeah, I think that would be a great way to at least spice it up. Yeah, they gotta like incentivize this shit because it's so watered down. And
I knew it was gonna be trash, but when I saw I was like, Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony
got a dunk. What? Was Cole Anthony like 6'2"? He's not even like a leaper like that.
I saw them and I was like, I seen him dunk, but I don't know about tricks. And then I saw Juan Toscano and I was like,
he's not a dunker. Like, he's an athlete, but he's not a dunker.
I was like, I guess he's does stuff in practice, but I've never even really seen him throw down like
I mean, Jalen Green, like he's young and athletic. Jalen Green's a scorer.
I understand Jalen. That's kind of like on that whole young, bouncy. Okay, go ahead, do it now while you're still young. And you know what I'm saying? Kind of like we were just talking about, like, not
I get
level,
it.
but
he has the youthful legs, but he's a scorer. Jalen Green gets buckets. He don't bull people, really.
Yeah, but it's more so of like athleticism. Like he's just got those bunnies, so where like he can still do so. Like he can do some stuff, but
how did that work out?
He was so young. I mean, maybe it was just nerves, bro. It was his first like time just being there. He was just nerves, bro. He was just been. The guy, honestly, the dude was throwing him shitty ass passes. And so he was just like, like, I don't know. I don't want to blame it all on him because maybe the guy was giving him bad passes and shit. But
it was miserable. It was pretty miserable.
Yeah, it was not a good one. And it was like, at the end, it was like Obi Toppin versus Juan Toscano. And you're just like, oh, I wonder who's going to win this. Like,
and then Obi Toppin, like, he can jump, but I don't like big guys in the dunk contest. It's just like, I don't know. Anybody over like 6'8" is just like, all right, this guy's too big, bro. He's not even jumping. He's huge.
Yeah, that's true. Though the big guys that get into it kind of crazy. That's what I'm saying. It just depends on your level of athleticism.
Right.
Unless you're Dwight Howard, like that's some crazy shit. But
agreed.
Yeah, but man, great. All-Star weekends finally wrapped up. That was still cool, fun weekend. Everybody, woohoo! But now, get back to the nitty-gritty of the season. The rest of the season. I won't even say the second half because it's not. It's only the last like 20 or 30 games.
Right.
So the last third, whatever you want to call it, after trade year. So we will actually now transition over to trade season. Man. Woo! Did some shit go down. Yo, Caelan, off the top, you know what? Just off the top, give me your thoughts. What did you think about this whole trade deadline? I'm sure by now everybody knows all the different moves and who went where. Give me your thoughts. What did you think?
Let's see. Man, I should have had this pulled up.
I can give you a little recap.
So talk about that the Kings Pacers trade. I thought that was interesting. That
Yeah,
might have been the most interesting trade to me.
the Kings Pacers trade, that was interesting because that one was where Tyrese Halliburton basically, I mean, the main pieces were Tyrese getting flipped for Demontis Sabonis from the Pacers.
Right.
And that was a shock to everybody because Tyrese was a guy for the Kings that everyone thought, oh, that's their young guard of the future. They're keeping him. You know, that's the guy they're gonna keep. They might even get rid of Fox before they get rid of Tyrese. And they ended up trading that man for Sabonis. And that was pretty wild. Yeah, that was pretty wild to see. But it worked out.
Okay, hold on. I got it right here. So Indiana got Tyrese, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson, who they are going to buy out, I do believe. And then Sacramento got Sabonis. They got Justin Holiday, Jeremy Lamb, and a 2023 second-round pick.
Tristan Thompson, I think, is going to Chicago, too. By the way, random shit I just thought of.
Yeah.
What did you think of that trade?
So this was probably the most interesting trade for me because I really like Tyrese Halliburton. He looks like, I mean, their best draft pick in the past, however long, probably since Boogie.
I'm about to say it's been a long time since.
Yeah, probably since Boogie, he's been their best draft pick. So I couldn't understand them parting ways. Now they've been talking about building around De'Aaron Fox. I didn't know how much of that was just rumors and how much was real. After them bringing on Sabonis, I guess it was the real deal. It's
think about it. Remember they were doing that shit where they were talking with Philly, or not Philly, to Brooklyn about the James Harden, right? Was that
right?
They were or Ben Simmons. My bad, not James Harden. So we're talking to Philly, and then they end up backing out. I remember seeing some report where they backed out, like they didn't want to give away D Fox. That's what I thought. That was like, like what? They're gonna keep him? Like, why would you not want to at least try and go get another guy you could build around? And now we see why. My bad. Continue, but
no, you're good. So the Kings, I mean, this is just another head scratching move by them, and they trade away Buddy, who that's fine. He's making about, I think, $24 million over the next several years. So it's a pretty expensive guy just to be bringing him off the bench. So I'm fine with that. I just don't know. It feels like at best a lateral move to me. I don't know how much better this really makes them. They still feel like a play-in team at the most. I do love the trade for Indiana. They acquired Tyrese Halliburton, a great young player who has a lot of potential. He's probably gonna be their guard going forward. They'll probably look to get off of Malcolm Brogdon, who has been riddled with injury pretty much for the entirety of his career. So that's a good replacement for him. Maybe they'll go ahead and keep Miles Turner now. They kind of had that log jam in their court. So that frees up space there. And, I really like that move. They're going to get another really good pick here in this draft. I think they're the third worst team in the East. So adding Tyrese and adding another good young player in this upcoming draft, I like that for Indiana. What do you think?
Yeah, no, agreed. Like, we're talking this trade. I really think Indiana, like, with Carlisle, he loves guards, and he was able to swindle his way and get like a major guard that he loves, and I think it's a great fit for Indiana. That's a team more accustomed to winning than Sacramento, so it's good to see. As a basketball fan, Tyrese go to somewhere where we'll be able to see him in the playoffs and what he can. This year they might not make it, but as we know, like Indiana's team that doesn't sit at the bottom very long. They at least are a competitive type team that they when they get their things in order, and it's good. I think that's for the future. It's good for Tyrese. And all these guys and Buddy Hield, a good shooter for him and whatnot. But again, as you said, that frees up their whole center conundrum, which I thought they were going to keep Sabonis and trade Miles eventually, but they flipped the switch on that and turned that around to you know, flip Sabonis, which I honestly thought was the smarter move because I think I thought they should have kept Miles Turner. If you got to choose between Sabonis and Miles Turner, you keep Turner for more so defense because they basically kind of Sabonis does more offensively, but at least Turner gives you that defensive side that Sabonis can't. So
well, they a couple points just to kind of piggyback. So yeah, bringing in Tyrese, you're gonna want to put the ball in his hands,
right.
and Sabonis did a lot of playmaking for them, so
Mm-hmm.
that that's gonna free that up. And then I think Sabonis was pretty unhappy there, and I don't think he liked the way that he was being used by Rick Carlisle. So I think that went into the process of moving him instead of Miles Turner.
I could definitely see that too. But so I guess it kind of worked out for both sides.
Yeah,
You know, and there's, I
maybe I
think
don't know.
for sure. For right now, I guess both sides feel like all right, really cool, whatever. But really, the future only seems more so brighter for one team.
Yeah, Justin Holiday is a good player too. The Kings got Justin Holiday. He's
he did.
He's a serviceable
player. But
player.
it's like really with the core, like they're not. I don't feel like they're gonna be doing stuff with. I don't know. Just it's the Kings, man. They're gonna find some way to stay in mediocrity. Like it's whatever, but yeah, no, that was an interesting trade.
We can talk about the big trade.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get your thoughts on. So, what did you think about like this big, the Harden finally going to the Sixers and it coming out that he wanted to go there originally, but ended up going to the Nets, trying to see how things work out. Didn't really work, so he gets over it, goes to the Sixers. In return, the Nets get Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, and they get Andre Drummond, basically. And some other little parts and pieces, because the Sixers also got Paul Millsap. But the major pieces, Harden going there, and then like Simmons, Seth Curry, and Andre Drummond to the Nets. Who surprisingly, Seth Curry and Andre Drummond, which I knew they would fit in well, but they're making an impact already automatically in their first few games. They're already playing with them, so it'll be really exciting to see those all three of them together. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this the big trade, the big one?
Yeah, so I really like this trade for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
I thought both teams kind of added what they needed. Obviously, the Sixers needed some playmaking in the backcourt, and then the Nets needed some length and some defense, and then shooting because I don't think Joe Harris is coming back. I'm not sure.
Yes, that's all up in the air. I think it's all.
Yeah, and then last year he just didn't perform very well in the playoffs, so we definitely wanted to kind of maybe replace him. So I liked the trade for sure for both teams. The Sixers, they got the better player in James Harden. They have a reliable playmaker now. We'll see what he does in the playoffs, but obviously, anytime you get the best player in the trade, you're going to be pretty happy about that.
Right.
I don't love that they give up Seth Curry, although I do understand that he's probably the player you give up, and that you don't want to give up Thibault, being that you're already giving up Ben Simmons.
Mm-hmm.
A great perimeter
defender. Good defenders.
Right. If you don't want to give up your other perimeter defender, especially because you're adding a non-defender in James Harden. So you kind of have to keep Thibault. Maxi's just a good young piece who's kind of having, a pretty good season. So
they kind of swap kind of big guys. Paul Millsap, Andre Drummond's been more impactful, but I kind of swap big guys, and then you basically trade like you said, like the James Harden, Seth Curry, upgrading Seth Curry's role into James Harden.
Yeah, if you made me pick a winner of the trade, I'd probably say Philly, just based on the fact that we don't know what Ben Simmons is going to be. I think
unknown.
I think people are making assumptions, and maybe it's fair, maybe it's not, but
I
still
really
think,
like the trade for the Nets. I
yeah,
think one.
I just still feel like Ben Simmons is a question mark. I think people are just assuming that he comes back and it's fine. I'm not sure. Like, what if they match up against Philly in the
I,
playoff?
I,
Like, like,
oh, I think
like
everybody wants
he
that,
could. Well, he could be a complete wreck. Like
right?
what like we have
But
no
you never know.
idea.
You got if you got KD and Kyrie. Everybody's got your back. You never know. It could be something different.
Yeah,
The way I see it, like if all things are go, if he comes back playing, like I think the Nets got the really good end of this deal because they, like you said, they got Seth Curry back. Like they got a shooter, which they didn't have like a knockdown. They had Joe Harris, but again, we don't know what's up with that. And he was kind of slumping up and down. Having good shooting and really bad. So who knows with that? But you for sure get a knockdown shooter in Seth Curry, which again, in the past few games, he's already been, lethal for him. You get a impactful rebound. They needed this team, the Nets, they needed inside presence, and they ended up getting fucking Andre Drummond. Like, that's not like a big piece, but that's some interior presence who goes and gets, I think he had 19 boards for him the other day. And so it's like, goes out, does the dirty work, just get rebounds, get the easy putback dunks, whatever, when you're open, throw the oop up occasionally. And then, if eventually you get your, Ben Simmons, which again, you don't need the offense. I guess, you're trading the offense that James Harden giving you more for the defense that Ben Simmons gives you. And like, I don't think you're going to need him to be that third scorer because they'll have Seth Curry that could be that third scorer. To be honest, Ben Simmons could still be the playmaking. Only has to be like the fourth best scorer on the team compared to having to be the second or even third best because it's going to be the ball's going to be in KD's and Kyrie's hands. And so when they go off, and then whoever's going to be, it comes down to do you have a third guy that can put up some buckets for you, and that's where Seth Curry comes in. And then of course Ben Simmons, if he can get into the paint, he'll score some money. But yeah, it does. I'm prefacing all this on if everybody's healthy, everybody's playing, up to, what we know them to be. But I think the Nets, overall, I think the Nets team overall got better. While like I do think the Philly got the best player in the deal, and James Harden, that 2-man game is gonna be crazy. But I think the Nets team overall, like they really got good. They got like a full team, so it's gonna be something crazy to look forward to.
yeah. I
I
it's
hope
it's
they do meet in the playoffs. That would be fucking wild and bad.
well, it's interesting. We'll see where the Nets end up landing. Ben Simmons has not returned to the court yet. As of right now, Kyrie can only play road games, and KD is still hurt.
Yeah,
So the team is obviously in a miserable position. They recently broke that losing streak that I think hit maybe like 11 games or so.
yeah.
And they obviously were in first at one point. They've dropped back. I'm not sure where they are in the standings at this point. I want to say they're like eighth or something like that. Um,
Yeah, the Nets are in eighth right now.
they're in eighth. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see where they finish because their first round matchup, if they're not healthy, they could be out in the first round. I mean,
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Health, all the different stuff that goes on is true. And I don't want to give a knock on like, yeah, I think that, Nets, if fully healthy, everything works right. Like they have a lot of things that work in their favor, especially overall. But also like the Sixers side of it, like I honestly think this like is a good deal for them because this Sixers team was doing so good. Joel's like basically playing at MVP level. And it's like you don't want to waste this type of season, especially that he's having, because you never know. You don't want him to be injury prone, get hurt or anything. But like while he's still playing at this level, you want to capitalize on it. That's why I was hoping they really made a trade, and they did. And I think this puts them in contention. Like they definitely now, like we said, full string. They could definitely now win a title with James Harden and Joel Embiid. So that definitely that's why both teams definitely won the trade. It boosted both teams up to where both teams now can easily, are in contention really for the title.
yeah, I'm gonna really disagree with that. Actually, it's one of the reasons why I think Philly won the trade. Philly is in contention to win the title. Absolutely, I can see this team winning a championship.
Yeah.
The the Nets are absolutely not going to win a championship this year, at least. Maybe next year if they can get all their pieces there for an entire
Yeah,
season.
yeah, I will give you that because it will take a lot of things to go right for the Nets to win, just with all the shit that's going on for them. But I
Yeah,
just think like overall, like their team is definitely like, yeah, if you look at, especially if you look at them on paper, like, yeah, that's a contending team. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at it, like, yeah, that's
listen.
if they put it together this year, yeah, that is tough to see.
There's only like
Say they're not,
25 or so games left. Like
but
this
it's not
team has
like,
not
hey, if
played together at all.
yeah, but if you're playing one of these top teams, if you're one of these top teams, top four seeds, do you really want to see Brooklyn in the first round? Like, that's you
Yes,
really want to play KD
yes,
first
yes.
round?
If I'm Miami, yes, give me Brooklyn. I don't give a damn. I don't give me Brooklyn.
Them goons. All right. Uh,
Kyrie can't even play half the games. I mean,
uh,
yeah, give
well, I
me.
don't know, because then remember there's that whole thing. That report came out where it's like a fine if he plays, that they only get a fine.
Yeah,
Like, so he could technically play all 16 games in the playoff, like when, whatever, and then just have to pay a total fine of, I forgot how it's like less than like $100,000.
yeah, we'll see. We'll
And
see.
then, and the owner would just have to pay that, and then he would, I don't know if they'll go that far, but yeah, if he's only playing half the games, it does take, like, to me, it does take a hit to their shit. But again, I still think that's scary. If you have to play Nets in the first round, like, you don't want to. If you're a top team, you don't want to. I think even if you're the Heat, you're probably, want to be confident, but still, you don't play. You rather play the fucking Raptors or the Hornets. Like, you don't want to play the Nets. I'd rather play,
Right.
one of those teams than that. The Bulls especially don't want to ruin their good season they're having by playing the fucking Nets in the first round. I know
Yeah,
that for sure.
yeah. I could see the Bulls losing to the Nets for sure.
Yeah, just because they're newly formed too. They had
Right.
a good year, but they're newly formed, so they're trying to get. They haven't had a playoff series under their belt together yet.
Yeah, you're
Uh,
right.
yeah, so that's a really scary. And of course, yeah, you got the Sixers now who just got the James Harden. So that's something. This is awesome basketball to look forward to. Especially come playoff time, because it really the end of the season, because I bet you're going to see a lot of these teams jockeying for position too. Watch, right at the end of the year, all these teams are going to start. Some are going to start randomly losing, and some are going to randomly start winning. Just like last year, like the Clippers did that shit to the Mavericks. They made sure that they tried to play us in the first. They came out after we played them in the round. We were trying to play them in the first round. We made sure we tried to match up with them. We took that as like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn. But yeah, it happens. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be cool to see. But yeah, and then of course the other trades, Ibaka to the Bucks. I like that trade for the Bucks. They definitely get another center with Brook Lopez being out. So that was something I wanted to mention. And little side trade, Schroeder to the Rockets, which I don't has he even played for them? Is he getting bought out? I don't even know the latest on him, but he might be getting.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he might be getting bought out, but
Yeah. I did like the Boston trade. The Derek White to Boston, and then they ended up getting Daniel Tice back too in another deal. But I like that because they like to play. They had all those young dudes, and now they finally kind of shortened up their lineup and got like your for sure players that are playing. Not they're playing well lately, so I think having like a for sure lineup for them and not have to worry, kind of like what the Mavericks are doing, having for sure who you're going to be with, then move forward with that. So that was a good pickup by the Celtics. I thought, good stuff by them. But
and
yeah,
the
did
Celtics,
you,
the Celtics are playing some good basketball. I did like that Derek White pickup. He's a good player, a good defender.
right? He's a
They
playmaker for them off the bench.
they they won 9 out of the last 10 games. Matter of fact, I think that they won 9 games in a row actually.
The thing I have is they're like, since like December 30th, they're like the number one ranked like defense in the league. Like the Mavericks have been playing like really good. We're basically number 2 team since that time, and defense, like team defense, and the Boston Celtics are surprise number 1. Like they've been
Yeah,
hunted up defensively.
they're playing good basketball right now.
Yeah, they're playing good. So yeah, getting Derek White, another guy like part of that Spurs system, so he knows how to play good team defense, makes quick decisions. Takes good shots. Does everything you really want a good bench role player to do. So yeah, good stuff for them. And moving over to the other big trade, we'll move right into our Mavs thoughts, man. The trade Porzingis for Dinwiddie and Bertans. That shit went down right before the deadline. Everybody was like, "What? You texted me, bro?" Like, yeah, that was wild, 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 wild. And I had my thoughts, man. Please tell me what do you think about this trade for the Mavs?
Well,
And
just
really both teams.
just me personally. I don't like injury prone players. Like just for my own personal taste, like I don't like having injury prone players on my team.
Right.
So I personally like the move for Dallas. I was never a big Porzingis fan. He's just not somebody you can rely on, and I don't care how good you are. I mean, if you're hurt in the playoffs, but I mean, and so I was glad that they got off of him. I honestly did not love what they got back. Um, I, I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie. I
It
mean,
was kind of one of those things, though, is like we didn't have much to choose from, like deal wise. Supposedly, that's what it was. Like, the
well,
so
I
low.
think I think the best thing you can say is that it'll be easier to move those two smaller contracts than it is to move KP. So you could always get off those in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's good. And then maybe Bertans gets back to shooting the way we've seen him shoot. That would be really good for you guys. And then Spencer Dinwiddie, he's a decent 6-man type secondary ball handler. He can create. He can get his own shot. He's not super efficient, but he's a decent player, I guess. Um, you know,
Yeah, no, you're right. Like it's one of those like you don't love the trade. You know what I'm saying for the Mavericks. You're like, oh yeah, but like to your point that you made, that I think that's exactly what the Mavs were thinking. That it's easy. It's easier to get. The injury prone part like of your point too was correct. Like I think they also they were like, yeah, like the new regime came in was like, all right, we'll give it our chance. Gave it, till now we're like, yeah, it's too much injury. Like we can't even get a rhythm with you and Luca out here. So I think it was smart of them to move on. Then on the, if it's the risk reward, because if say we kept him after past the trade deadline, and all of a sudden before the playoffs he gets hurt again and has to have surgery, then we really can't move his ass. Then we're really stuck on him. So it's a really tough position to put like this new regime in. So they're like, yeah, let's just scrap it and kind of get the best what we can for him. And like to your point, it's easier to move two smaller. You say smaller, but they're smaller compared to one 30 plus $1 million contract compared to ones at 16 one a 16 or $17 million contract. And then like having Bertans and Dinwiddie, you could always like package them with other and move other contracts with them to help move the money around. So that's why I think that the angle they were going for and help position them, look for another you know plan B, take another swing at and go get another superstar for Luca, or another star to play next to Luca. Or just really, I think they might try just to build around because they have Kid there, so they might just try to bring in like those right pieces and try to put a Nowitzki type team where they just get the right pieces around and let Luca ultimately control everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was definitely a good trade. What do you think about Porzingis in Washington?
Um. Uh. I don't know. I mean, there is a.
Thoughts are I have no thoughts.
Well, I mean, they've got like 10 centers. Like, they've got this weird logjam thing going on.
Yeah, and then
They've got Thomas Bryant and Porzingis and Gafford. You know, they got a couple other forwards. They've just got a lot of guys.
Yeah, Bertans spilled the beans on it when he came over. They're all fighting each other and shit.
They got Kuzma. They got Advia.
Yep.
You know, that's like 6 centers and forward. Like, you know, there's so many front court players that you know, like. So I don't really understand what the hell they're doing. I'm starting to go the other way on Brad Beal. I mean, he's a good player, but I'm just not sure how he's gonna change life. Like, you can't build your team around Bradley Beal.
Right. Now, I thought it was really funny that it's like, just from the Wizard perspective of this, it's like, do you really like a guy Porzingis? He couldn't win or do anything next to Luka Doncic, but you think yet he's gonna go to the Wizards and do something next to a Bradley Beal? Like,
well,
good, but
the idea is that he's an upgrade over Bertans and Dinwiddie, which he is. They got the best player in the deal for sure.
Trying to make him happy, but it's like you're still not, you know, contending in the East with, you know. Yeah. But yeah, definitely. I think that's why I think in the end, Mavericks will get the better of this deal, because we'll be able to just have that flexibility. Let this new regime. All right, you initiated part one. You got rid of really part one was signing. They got more depth. They got Reggie Bullock. You know, over the summer, Sterling Brown, and kind of especially Reggie lately, been making good stuff. So it's kind of making that flexibility for the movement coming forward. But yeah, what do you think about this Mav team overall moving forward? What are your overall little thoughts on them?
Well, let me see. 35 and 24, fifth in the West.
Yeah.
The Mavs have been playing some really good basketball.
Right.
You know, we talked about that a little bit.
Yeah, their defense.
Yeah, man, I've been really impressed with how Jason Kidd has kind of gotten these guys to play. It looks like, you know, it looks like the team's kind of been re-energized. You know, right. with the new head coach.
Right.
And I do kind of like. I kind of think that that Luka can maybe help Bertans kind of get back, you know, just with a change of scenery for him, and then, you know, with a great setup guy like Luka. So I do think that Bertans pickup could be, you know, useful for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think that let me see.
He had 12 points in his first game, Bertans. I don't know if you knew that. But then his second game goes one for 7, as it hits a 1-3. But yeah, he's a definite upgrade. I mean, he's doing what we wanted KP to do last season in the playoffs. Kind of just.
Yeah, I think that if y'all match up with the Jazz in the first round, that could be an interesting matchup for you guys because, you know, you can really spread out. You know, Gobert, run some 5 wide stuff. You know, we saw last year, you know, the Clippers did a lot of that against them and had success, you know, limiting Rudy's effectiveness. So that's something that you guys can utilize too. So that might be an interesting first round matchup.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head with the Mavs. Probably, if we're talking about positioning, I think that's who we'd probably want to position to play in, especially where we're at right now in that 4 to 6 range. Like, you know, definitely don't want to go below 6, but it's gonna be really hard to reach the third spot. But if we're right there, we want to make sure we try to match up with the Jazz over the Nuggets, because Nuggets, you know, they got Jokic playing really well, but then they'll also probably get maybe a Jamal Murray. And I don't know about Michael Porter Jr., but just, you know, having those threats, you know, that's more scary to go against us than I think Utah. Like you said, that matchup, how kind of Clippers exposed them. That would be great, interesting matchup going forward. Good stuff. Good stuff. But actually, I want to turn thoughts over now to your Lakers and get your thoughts on them and their season. As we know right now, they're sitting ninth at 27-31. But I want to go ahead and get your thoughts on them and what you think. Nothing at the trade deadline. What do you think about them moving forward?
Well, as far as this season goes, I mean, these guys are cooked, man. Like it's not happening for them. You look at the roster. Whenever they said that they were gonna move their attention towards the buyout, buyout is for top 3 or 4 seeded teams. Champion contenders. Nobody's going to a ninth seeded Lakers team 4 games below 500. You're not gonna get any buyout players.
Right.
So
the relationships are just that strong.
They can't guard. Like they cannot stay in front of guards, and obviously in the playoffs, you're gonna be playing elite perimeter players in every matchup. This team is not getting out of the first round, and I mean, with AD set to be reevaluated after that foot sprain in 4 weeks, it's it's going to be tough for them to even climb and catch the Clippers at 8. So, I mean, this is a play-in team, which means they're going to be playing the Suns or the Warriors at maybe even the Grizzlies if the Grizzlies climb to number 2. But yeah, I just don't see this team getting out of the first round.
It's tough. Like it's even fully healthy because now you got to worry about Anthony Davis, so you don't even know about that. So it's a really tough spot for the Lakers to be in. I mean, I still think if you're talking to play-in, I still trust y'all to make one of those 7 or 8 the 8 seed spot if y'all make the y'all still in the play-in, which I think y'all still be in the play-in. Y'all still be in one of those top 10 seeds. But yeah, depending on health, like if y'all can still get everybody healthy, then again, things could, you never know. NBA could be crazy, and I don't think it's far-fetched to see like them upset a team in the playoffs. Like if they match up with the Suns, I can see them maybe upsetting the Suns in the first round. Like I can see that.
Absolutely not.
Like I don't like Suns are very complete, but I'm just saying like if all went well, like I don't think if y'all play Warriors, like how you say no, like that's how I feel. If y'all went against Warriors, like y'all would have, like that would just be heartbreaking for y'all. But like if y'all went against the Suns, I just feel like I don't know. They sound like they have a good squad and stuff. But I don't know. I just feel like that's a matchup y'all would just sneak. I don't know. It could be a sneaky upset to me. Just I guess in my eyes. But again, I guess if y'all even aimed up, I mean, y'all are only 4 games back. 4 games back from like Minnesota. So realistic, or 3.5 games back from Minnesota. So realistically, I mean, if y'all even caught up, y'all made y'all playing the play-in tournament, and y'all make the 7th seed, and y'all play John Morant in the first round. Y'all played those young cats in the first round. That's a favorable matchup. I mean, y'all may not be favored, but I mean, that's something where now all of a sudden you get in a playoff setting. These Grizzlies, ready for the test against, LeBron James and Anthony Davis that are tested in the playoffs. Like, that's where I think things could get interesting for the Lakers. And yeah, like you said, the buyout thing, I thought that was really weird. Who were you? Oh man, it's tough to say. Was there a certain player that you wanted the Lakers to trade and get? I mean, it's hard. I mean, I know there's not like a big time all-star y'all could have got, but was there a trade you were like, oh, let's just add like that guy, like he would at least help us, like in some area.
No.
I don't know any about like the rumors going on with the Lakers that much, or I didn't know who y'all were know there's a whole bunch flying around, but who is maybe someone you're like, dude, that's someone we should have went and snagged?
I mean, just any forward that was available. We needed a wing player. But the problem is always that's every team in the league is looking for a wing player that can shoot and guard. So we just don't really. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say we don't have the assets because I mean,
Right.
some of these trades. I mean,
That's what I want to get into.
The Clippers got Robert Covington and Norman Powell for Eric Bledsoe and Justice Winslow. I mean, that's crazy. Those are two good players. The Clippers gave up, ramen noodles.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe.
Yeah, for real. No, 100. No, for yeah, no, like, but I think someone like we said, like I was about to say, the y'all's GM didn't want to give up the assets, and that was the whole thing. LeBron wanted to go all in and stuff, and I think someone who y'all could have, I think y'all should have went after, because I wanted him for the Mavs, is Eric Gordon. I thought, yeah, maybe I would have took a swing, gone like, all right, we can't get anybody else. Go after, give up who you got to give up, or
no. I'm pretty sure the asking price was too high.
Really?
Yeah,
maybe
that's why. That's why. That's why
maybe like a protected first.
Not getting up a first round pick for Eric Gordon.
No, I said protected. It'll be a protected.
No, I don't care.
Protected.
I'm not getting up a first round pick for Eric Gordon. Hell.
Even right now, I just feel like he would help your team. Just adding someone like that would help kind of relieve some pressure offensively, and then defensively it helps guard some guards. Doesn't help your inside, but helps guard some players on the perimeter a little bit. But yeah, definitely a very tough spot. Do you see them still make it in the playoffs, top 8 seed?
Who you said?
Do you think they'll still make the playoffs, like a top 8 seed, like? Because right now it looks like they'll probably be in the play-in. Do you think they'd come out on the play-in in one of those 7 or 8 seed?
I mean, I don't know. It kind of. I mean, I could see it either way. It's hard to tell. If they lost in the play-in tournament, I would not be like shocked.
Right.
Especially if they can't catch the Clippers and we're the 9th seed and we only get one shot and you have to beat the Clippers or beat the Timberwolves, whoever that matchup.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Well, we'd have to beat that 10th seeded team first.
Yeah.
Which the Blazers have already beaten us twice, I think.
Oh wow.
They beat us after they traded away all their players and they didn't get any players back yet. And they still beat us.
Well, things are just looking very bleak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we will definitely have to come back, revisit that, and see where they end towards the end. Because, again, there's still 20 or 30 games left. A lot of basketball to be played. A lot of things can still happen where, you never know. Team like y'all can, go on. Imagine y'all go on a 10-game, just say, like 10-game win streak, 9-game win streak. Y'all are already, put y'all above, and the office automatically put y'all, like, in that upper, like, 6th area. Of course, everybody else has to play games too, but still that bumps y'all all the way up. And just, those momentum swings carry and the ebbs and flows of the season. So you never know what picks up at the end. But since we are here at the All-Star break, man, we're going to go ahead and give our All-Star break. If the season ended right now, today, who are our picks? And we'll go ahead and start off. Caelan, what is your pick for the 6th man of the year if it ended today?
Well, the 6th man of the year for me is definitely going to be Tyler Hero. Just having a fantastic season for Miami.
Yep.
And they've seen some injuries, so he's really have to kind of come in and play a big role for those guys. and he's just done a really good job. So, yeah, I think Tyler Hero probably wins Sixth Man this year.
Yeah, I can't even. I try to pick somebody else, like in case I have like a backup pick. But honestly, like Tyler Hero's just been on a tear like this year. Like he's been doing really good, fucking good off the bench, and gotta give it to Miami because a lot of dudes have been out for them. Like even when Jimmy went out for a long time and stuff like, they've had a lot of injury. Bam, they're still the 1 seed, and a lot of credit due to Tyler Hero being kind of a consistent part of their piece to keep them going. So yeah, I would definitely pick Tyler Hero too. Great stuff from him.
Yep.
All right. So who's your pick for? Let's go. Coach of the year.
Coach of the year, I definitely like JB Bickerstaff, Cleveland. I just really like the job that he's done.
Yeah.
With those young guys, Darius Garland taking a big leap this year, playing great. Evan Mobley having a great rookie year. Jared Allen having a great year as well. These guys are fourth in the East.
Yeah, that's the surprise team, man. They are definitely.
So this team is looking at home court advantage in the first round. I mean, as of right now, they gotta play Milwaukee, so that's pretty rough.
That would be rough, but they would have home court advantage against Milwaukee if it.
Yeah,
So that's pretty crazy.
I would definitely take Milwaukee now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Even with home court advantage, but yeah,
I like JB Bickerstaff. He's done a great job this season.
No, yeah. He definitely gets great consideration, especially how they're doing, and if they ended up doing well, he could really end up winning it. But as of today, man, my shit would go to fucking Monty Williams of Phoenix Suns, man, because every time you see the Suns play, they're just like a well-oiled machine, man. They just know what they're doing. The players know their roles. It's fucking awesome. As a just a basketball fan, just you see a team like that, and you're like, that's what I want us to do. Like, yes, that's what we should be doing right there. Like, make the bad. Yeah. But yeah, good stuff for them. 48-10, like
ridiculous.
6.5 games above Golden State Warriors, who are second in the league. That best record the Phoenix Suns do. And so yeah, just good stuff by them, man. All right, next, who is your most improved player?
Most improved player. We were just talking about these guys, King Cavaliers. I have Darius Garland as the most improved player. He's just taking a really good leap. He's definitely better than I thought he was going to be coming out of college. I mean, he's 20-8, he's 37% from three. He's just having a really good year. We saw Colin Sexton go down early on, and they kind of gave Darius Garland an opportunity to take on a bigger role.
Right.
We saw Rondo. I mean, not Rondo. We saw Rubio go down, and they actually bring in Rondo from the Lakers. And I was seeing something where Rondo sat down with him on the bus and watched some game film of his with Garland. Yeah, kind of was kind of just
throwing on the ropes,
taking him under the wing and all that. So I kind of like where this guy is trending on a good team with a bunch of selfless guys who want to win.
Assists, it was like crazy when you look at it. It's like, what? Like eight assists a game? Like, damn, okay, son. Like, that's when I saw that stuff. I was like, I was like, okay, yeah, the 19 points, I can see that, but wow, it's eight assists, bro. All right, you really playmaking out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's my pick.
That's a good one. Mine, I wrestle because there's one guy I've been watching. I'll tell you him after. But the team overall isn't really doing so well now. But now I think I'm just gonna go with the favorites, John Morant. It's kind of the easy pick. I mean, just the jump he's made from. All right, we know this kid's got some talent. Okay, got some explosion. Okay, so once he puts it together, it's gonna be, and then bam, this year it's like, oh shit, this kid looks like he's got it like figured out. Like, like, oh shit, kind of like that, not on the level of Luka, but just that ascension of just real quick from, oh, okay, this guy's kind of good, to, oh shit, we got something on our hands, like we gotta start, we're gonna start winning now type shit. I think his step up this year for Memphis has been big, which is again has led them to the 3 seed in the West. So, props to them. Props to Memphis, John Morant making the big leap for them, raising them up, especially in the West where a lot of things are going on, and they're able to still be up there. Young squad, 3 seed, John Morant mostly.
Yeah.
And then the guy that I was gonna mention that I was like keep my eye on at the beginning of the year, had my eye was Miles Bridges for the Hornets.
Yeah.
He's been killing almost like 20 points a game and doing good, but now they kind of fell in the standings. Now they're in 9th place, 29-31, so it's hard to really put him in, but he's had honestly a good individual year, talking stat wise. All right, moving on to defensive player of the year. Who you got, Caelan?
So yeah, defensive player of the year. Probably have to go with Draymond Green.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really been incredible on defense this year. I'm not, I don't want to dive too deep into all the advanced stats and stuff.
Right.
But even when you just watch him,
no, he's their dude.
Yeah, yeah, not even just guarding and everything that he does, but I mean just being the defensive captain and the leader. And yeah, it's probably a 2-man race, I guess, between Gobert and Draymond Green. Maybe Jaren Jackson's in there, but I like Draymond Green.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna like my pick because I actually chose. I'm gonna go with Giannis.
Interesting.
Yes, Giannis. I think Rudy Gobert honestly had the same year, but if you look at the records, Jazz and Bucks have the same record, and Giannis has just been on a tear. It's just I feel like Giannis it's one of those underappreciated. Like kind of you get used to. Oh, we've seen him do this. We've seen him do that. It's like he's still dominating. It's just I don't think they're really, and they're just quietly. That's why I like the Bucks too. They're just quietly doing their thing over there, sitting in the 5th spot. But I mean, they're not that far away from the 1st spot. They're just sitting over there chilling. And I think Giannis has just been a great anchor, which I honestly agree that definitely especially the top 3 would be Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, and Giannis. All those 3, talking no order, but to me, I still think Giannis is like just doing the thing, man. Like Gobert's been good, but I feel like him being exposed last year leads it to believe where it could be like, oh, I mean, yeah, he's a good in season. Like, yeah, we see this, but we know like when things heat up, like he's not the same. He's not the same versatile player that we've seen like Giannis, how he made the plays last year in the finals where he can, so the athleticism is just so top notch. But yeah, I just feel like Giannis has just done great on both sides. I wouldn't be mad at Draymond Green. Actually, if he won it, yeah, I'd be happy with that too. He's done a great job for them, sitting 2nd in the West. Yeah, I go with Giannis. All right, now we'll move on to the MVP. If the season ended today, who is your MVP of the league?
I have Giannis as the MVP.
Ooh.
Yeah. I have him winning his 3rd MVP. He's just he's just been incredible this year. I mean, I think it's tough. His numbers, I mean, they're kind of comparable to kind of where they're usually at.
Yeah.
But just based on like the other candidates and kind of where they are, I mean, you could give it to Joel Embiid too. It's tough. It's tough. I almost want to change my pick and say Joel Embiid.
Yeah, well,
It's really tough.
Just keep him because I was gonna say my pick would be Joel Embiid.
Okay.
Yeah, my pick would be Joel Embiid, which I ain't mad at Giannis. Like I said, like they're just having that quiet year, and he's still just dominating. Like he's still doing his thing. So that's why I had him picked for Defensive Player of the Year. But yeah, like MVP, like I wouldn't be mad if Giannis won it. They're both sitting there like right next to each other. Uh, damn near in the standings, one at 3 or one at 5. But I pick, Joel, at the third spot right now. There are other teams with better records, but I just think that's because they have, better team. There's other talent, distribution throughout. But Joel has been like the constant. He is their main dude. With supposedly Ben Simmons was their main star, second star or whatever, and he's out. And now he's been out all year. Now you had Joel Embiid took his game up to another fucking level. I've loved it. I've loved the progression he's made, man. He's finally, taking all the right shots. It's so crazy. Before it was just like 2-3 years ago, like, oh my god, why is he taking like so many threes? Oh, why is he not posting up enough? Why is he taking so many mid range? Like, and then it's just now it's like a perfect storm where, at least like the last 2 years, where it's just he's finally got it all together, and I think this is the year where if he stays healthy, and as of right now, he's the MVP of the league.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, he probably is the MVP. I think I just like what I see in Giannis's game. I like the way he's really kind of expanded his bag and his scoring. He just looks so comfortable in some of these turnarounds. He looks like more comfortable from three.
A lot more efficient for sure.
A more confident passer.
Yeah.
I just really kind of like what I see in his game. But I mean, you're right. Probably Joel is the MVP.
Yeah, because if it's like a tie thing, which I feel like it kind of is, I would give it to the who's up in the standings, and right now it's the Sixers, so it would have to be Joel. If at the end of the year, all of a sudden Milwaukee flips up, and all of a sudden they end up going on a run, getting like the 1 or 2 seed, and the Sixers are still like 3 or 4. Then I can see Giannis pulling ahead. But hey, ain't hating on that. That's a good pick. That's a good one. That's a good one. So moving on, man, to the last little thing, man. We got to get your picks in, man. Who do you think is coming out of this East and West? And we'll go ahead. We'll start. Who do you think is coming out of the East?
Coming out of the East.
Yeah, we'll keep it in.
Man, I have Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, trust in the old reliable 3 that's always playing.
Yeah, I think this team is really confident, and I think they're comfortable where they are in the standings. They're not pressing. Kind of reminds me of those LeBron Cavs team.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really trust these guys now that they've done it. I look around. I don't like the Bulls, and I think these guys can handle Miami. So I think Milwaukee will come out of the East this year.
Yeah, we're in agreement there. I feel like now that they've done it, they got a taste of it. Like they know what they have to do. Especially Giannis learning, like you just being that downhill type guy, be more confident, more efficient in his game. Like it's that comfortability now. They know their roles. Everybody, and they got better again. They picked up Ibaka, so I like their team overall. I think I really would only trust the Bucks as of right now to come out of the East because you just don't know with if you look at the teams, Miami. I feel like not enough talent there. Chicago, they're too young. They just got built, not enough. Philly, they just get. You don't know what's up with James Harden. And the only other team that you would look at is like the Nets, and like we said earlier, like you just don't know about that team yet. You don't know who's going to be playing. So, yeah, I think the Bucks are like a clear favorite, or at least a front runner going in. And yeah, good pick. Okay, so who do you got coming out of the West?
So yeah, just want to look at the standings. I don't know. I don't think that Phoenix is going to get back to the finals this year. We see Chris Paul out for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So his health is always a question mark.
He played tonight in the All-Star game.
Yeah. And I don't think the Warriors are going to make the finals this year either.
Oh, so who you got? Who you got coming out west?
I'm going with Memphis.
Whoa, you're going Memphis. Okay.
Yeah, I really like this Grizzlies team. I know the Suns have been like the best team all year, but I kind of think the Grizzlies have been the best team all year. Like, just if you ask me, maybe not all year long, but like
they've been very. I feel you. They've been like fairly like this, like a consistent team all year.
Yeah, the Grizzlies have been pretty nasty, and their team is just like they're deep and they're young and they're confident and they can shoot. And man, I think the Grizzlies are gonna make the finals. I really do.
That is a great fucking pick. That is awesome, man. Because that's awesome. That's a good one too. Because even without John Morant this year, they were still killing it.
That was still good.
Yeah, with Desmond Bane's emergence as that next other guy.
Desmond Bane is good. He's nice.
That's who I do. Oh, that's who I didn't write down on my most improved. He honestly probably gets my most improved over John Morant. If they're gonna give it to one of those, they're probably gonna give it to Desmond Bane, to be honest. His numbers jump crazy too. I like Desmond Bane's game too. But Grizzlies, great. That's a good pick. I can see that happening. They have all their good pieces. And you know what's crazy about the Grizzlies is like it seems like all their young players are the ones who've been playing all year. Like, they missed John Morant some, but all these same, it's like their same players have been playing. They haven't had to deal with so much of the people getting hurt too much. Like, not many other players got hurt a lot. Like, John Morant missed some time out. But other than that, like, everybody's been pretty much healthy on the court for them. So, but Grizzlies, that's a good one. I think I still got the Warriors though, man. I don't think
what
I got the Warriors. I think, like you said, I don't see Phoenix making it twice. And now with the way the Warriors are playing this year now, and especially if they get Draymond back healthy, and now that they got Clay back, oh man, they were already playing good without Clay, and then they get Clay back, and he's looking more like Clay, like every day, like he's looking more and more like himself. Like, oh man, I think the Warriors are the scariest team to play. Like, already off rip, you even like take Clay out of it, they were already pretty good, and you wouldn't really want to play them. But now adding Clay into it now, especially what he gives you on both sides of the ball, playing defense and his shooting, which he even the other night, drilled. I forgot how many points he had in the fourth quarter, like 16 in the fourth, like, some crazy shit. Like, you get shit like that back, like, man, like, I think they might be, they're back in it. Like, especially with like looking around the landscape of the West, like their only test is really the Suns. If they, everybody health permit. Oh, really, the Grizzlies. I would give you, the Grizzlies. Hey, if they don't play the Suns, the Grizzlies might give them a test. But I think if they play the Grizzlies, Grizzlies just not gonna have enough. Like, I think the Splash Bros just splash them up. I think they're just gonna open the floodgates on them, man. They're hungry. I don't think people realize probably how hungry this Golden State team is. Like Stephen, Clay, especially everyone thinks basically their run is over. Everyone thought like, oh, y'all had y'all's time. Y'all went to the final. Y'all won y'all's thing. It's new blood. And they're like, no, motherfuckers, like, we're still here. Like, that's what I see when I watch them. So that's why I think I have them coming out of the West. But, that's good. I like your pick, though. I really like your pick.
Yeah, man.
That's a sneaky dark horse pick. I like that. Mm-hmm. So, okay. So out of your picks, which you had the Bucks and the Grizzlies, who do you got in the finals?
Man, I would probably take the Bucks in 7.
Yeah. I don't honestly. If it was your finals, I'd probably take Bucks in like 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they play. I think they look at the Grizzlies. They're like, all right, that's cool. Y'all made it here, but y'all too young. Y'all, we just did this shit. We know what it takes. I think they put them out like fairly quickly. I'll give them a game, but I think they Giannis close the deal on him type shit.
Mm.
Who do you
Okay.
think makes it? Who would you think? Well, I gave mine. Who do you think wins out of my game if it was the Bucks versus Warriors?
Man, let me see. Shoot.
In my multiverse, if it was the Bucks, if it was the Bucks versus
I don't know. Golden State might win that one, to be honest.
right. See, that makes it more like, oh shit, like
Yeah, Golden State might win that one.
that's a toughie. And that was what I was like, I don't know who I'd
Bro, but Giannis will average 50 in that series because the Golden State is so small.
Would he?
Man, he would like
You don't think I feel like
he would
they
have
might
18
throw
rebounds a game. He'd be nasty.
I feel like he'd still put up good numbers, like, obviously he'd still put up good Giannis numbers, but I feel like, just the defense they play, they figure some shit out where you'd have to force the other guys to really step up and make other shots. And then that's where it comes down for me once it starts trickling down. And that's why I think probably if you had this matchup, I trust the Warriors once you start going depth wise, looking at each, the depth. I trust the Warriors side more than I trust the Bucks side. Like if we're talking we know that if we're talking top three, that's already debatable right there because you got Steph, Clay, and Draymond versus Drew, Chris, and Giannis, and one side of the three's already won 3 chips, and one side has only won 1. So right there is already debatable. And then you go start looking at the rosters. The Warriors still got Andrew Wiggins who could put up 20 any given game. Jordan Poole put up 20 any given game. They just have guys on. They're just so many weapons. You're just like, ugh, like they start getting hot. It's gonna be like no contest. It's gonna be one of those things like really they're gonna fucking get this hot from 3 and just like blow out the Bucks like that. Like that's the feeling I get when I see this. But I could definitely see the Bucks winning. But I would take the Warriors in 7 though. I think it would definitely go 7 games against the Bucks. I'd want Giannis to win so bad because I like Giannis and I like to see him succeed. But just this matchup, man, I don't know, just the shooting, man, just the way the game is today, the shooting, like the Golden State Warriors, they're just nasty. They just look nasty. Any thoughts on that? From that.
Yeah. I think I think Golden State would get him, just off the experience and the shooting for sure. Because you can't really I don't know if you can rely on Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday every game.
Because even if you go past that, you got to rely on other guys to hit shots. And like, who else on the roster do you like super depend on to be knocking down shots for the Bucks?
Right. Yeah, I think Golden State would get them.
Yeah, I think that would have to be a choice.
Maybe Steph will get his first MVP.
Maybe it depends. Shit, if Draymond's playing as good as what you say, he might sneak in and get it and give it the Iguodala that 1 year. He could sneak in and grab that mug. But yeah, man. Shit. Any final thoughts on the NBA, man? Anything you're looking forward to or anything like that?
No, man. I just still holding out hope. Maybe the Lakers can get something together. Maybe Russ can figure something out. That's still my team. So maybe we can. If we can get out of the first round, who knows? Then it's like up for grabs.
Yeah, honestly, as an outsider, just looking in, even as a Mavs fan, it's like, yeah, we see how y'all are doing bad this year. Like everybody knows that, but it's still like y'all still have LeBron, and if healthy, y'all still have AD. So it's like whoever has to play him in the playoffs. Like that's why I was saying earlier, like I feel like y'all could still upset some teams. Like if y'all are at least fully healthy, if everybody's fucking fully healthy on the court. Like, once the playoffs start, like, you never know, like, some shit can go down. Like, you never want to count out LeBron. So, I feel like there's still some hope there.
Yeah, a healthy LeBron and a healthy AD, but who knows if that's going to happen.
Yeah, again, Fifth and butts were candy and nuts. We'd all have a jolly Christmas. Yeah, man. That's gonna be the end of this, man. Everybody, again, this is Caelan from In My Opinion podcast. Go check them out. Appreciate having you on today, man. Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for bringing me on, man. I had a lot of fun, bro.
Hell yeah, appreciate it. And thank you everybody for listening. Yo, I'm AG. Remember, cool heads prevail. And I'll see y'all next time on the Mavs Rundown.